doesn't love a good scary tale, but do you ever wonder if there is any truth in it? Where do these stories originate from? Are they someone's wild imagination, or are they a true story that slowly over time becomes more heightened with the layers of perception and interpretations? Today I've chosen macabre stories that are simply short but horrifying, making it feel even more creepier than a long tale with suspense. I hope you enjoy these short horror stories in under 5 minutes. Due to the disturbing nature of this content, viewer discretion is advised. If you like your stories full of intrigue, whodunit, and unexplained true horror, then you made it. True Horror Podcast is all that. Pull up your bed covers, turn off the light, and get ready to hear the bizarre, the mortifying, and supernatural tales where you decide if there's truth in what you hear. A father went to say goodnight to his 7-year-old son, very well knowing that if he didn't, his son would have trouble sleeping. It was a nightly routine between them. He entered the dimly lit room where his son waited under his blanket. With the first glance, the father could tell there was something unusual about his son tonight, but couldn't put his finger on it. He looked the same but had a grin that drew from ear to ear. "You okay, buddy?" the father asked. The son nodded, still with the grin, before saying, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." The father chuckled a bit before getting on his knees to check only to satisfy his son. There, under the bed, pale and afraid, was his son. His real son. He whispered, "Daddy, there's someone on my bed." A hiker decided to go on a hike by himself, something he was not very used to. The whole day was normal. Trees and bushes engulfed his surroundings. He enjoyed being outdoors in the mountains. Nothing seemed strange to him. That was until he was making his way back to his car. He figured an 8-hour hike was good enough. The sky was already getting dark and he needed to get back fast. What was odd was how much he didn't recognize the trail back. He began to panic. Night had already taken over and all he had was a flashlight and no clue on how to get back. He knew it was already too late and too dangerous to keep going through the perilous forest. He began to worry that he would have no shelter for the night when, luckily enough, he stumbled across a broken-down cabin. It was dark and seemed like no one had visited it in years, but he knew it was the only place where he could rest until daylight, especially since his flashlight was running out of battery. He knocked on the door a few times, but no one answered, so he let himself in where, strangely enough, a perfect bed fitted for one person awaited him in the center. He knew that if the owner came back, he could explain himself. He was sure that the owner wouldn't mind, or was even probably dead. So he went ahead and got himself comfortable in bed. As he tried to sleep, he couldn't ignore the collection of paintings around the room. Portraits of strange-looking people all peering at him, each wearing a smile that sent chills up his spine. Not too long after his exhaustion from the hike got the best of him, and he was able to ignore the faces, he finally fell asleep. The next morning he got up early and was shocked to see that there were no paintings around the room, but windows. As the chilling tales draw to a close, we find ourselves grappling with the thin veil that separates the known from the unknown. I hope these spine-tingling stories have left you on the edge of your seat, eagerly anticipating the next mysterious turn in the shadows. Remember, dear listeners, the line between reality and the supernatural is often blurred, and the unexplained lurks just beyond our understanding. Beware, for the shadows linger and the line between the living and the dead is thin. Stay curious, stay brave, and never forget that even in the darkest of nights, the light of your curiosity can pierce through the shadows. Thank you for joining me, and until we meet again, sleep well, if you can.